I'm not a big fan of change as much as the next guy, but you know what? We gotta do that if we're gonna modernize. Isn't that right, Walter?
What's up, kiddo?
Can't really complain. What's the good word of the day?
My dear father always asked 4 things of me. Prepare for what you know, ask for what you don't, remain steadfast in the face of challenges, learn from mistakes, and get over them.
Ain't that the truth? I think that's actually the smartest thing you've ever said. I think I might actually write some of that down. But we'll catch you later, Walter. It is a busy day on the farm as we got quite a bit of updating we need to do. Since last time, our bales have been picked up and fermented, and I finally sold off my old tilt deck trailer in favor of a new Lamar gooseneck. Pretty dang cheap. I think it only cost me like $5,000 or $6,000 as an offset. And I also picked up this chisel plow for about $3,800, $3,900. It's wider than both pieces of tillage equipment I have currently, but it does not have the ability to prep seed bed. And the other thing about the stuff in the barn, the Massey is still safe, but because we now have Easy Dev, the tractor has been repainted finally. We're gonna head ourselves over to the dealer and pick up a Shepherd sprayer. If you guys remember from the old school series, we picked this thing up not too long ago, and with it being only $5,700, we have the ability to irrigate our crop. I do not have pivots or any way to water any of these plants, and it has been dry and it is gonna be hot. 93 degrees, corn's doing great for June, but look at our moisture. We have basically zero moisture, and we want to address that. The grass ground's not doing any better itself. And we can also use the sprayer to do a bit more contract work and make more money. So to recap, we have new shed over yonder, buying a sprayer, irrigating the fields, and finalizing any other tasks that need to be handled. Let's get started. Starting with the barn, the problem with having this shed sit where it is it's very, very impractical. The farmyard really only needs to go up to the side of this little car hut, and the rest of this could technically be field, or at least like to here going straight at the grass ground. We've already taken steps of taking out the little boat shed, selling off the stuff that was inside, and removing the archway. I'm gonna leave the big tree, but I'm gonna take out pretty much all of the rest of these with the exception of that one as well. Fully getting rid of this driveway to get into the farmyard. I feel this is a completely unnecessary entrance, and that leaves us with just the one going towards the side highway and the main one coming from the railroad tracks. We're gonna need to transfer this fuel tank over to where our new shed is gonna be built. I think my pickup is still down at the co-op, so we're gonna have to fix that quick. Hold on. And speaking of the co-op, you guys might have seen it in the community post. This place got an entire overhaul. I completely tore this thing down to the ground level and restarted. The only thing that is still the same, or roughly still the same, is the anhydrous area. These tanks were not featured in the hay farm episode, but will be soon. This is a brand new pack along with the Dalton toolbar. They are private on Patreon, so you can get them, but you do have to pay for them. And then I left one of the smaller toolbars from B&B, but our shed was repainted white. Our anhydrous tanks are still there. There is now a community well, and this is the seed, fertilizer, and pesticide shop. At some point when we're going to be working on getting our seed for the next year, they do have a seed treatment plant, and this is our scale. Don't know why they left the truck sitting on the scale, but that's beyond me. We now have the ability to have fuel transported and delivered to our house. That is the main storage shed, along with the seed tenders if we need to run one of those, and buying bulk of rock, fertilizer, and I believe lime. That is amazing. Flatbed and a grain trailer in case we need to rent those, plus the sprayer and spreader combo with the tender trailer, plus the rock picker. Corn drying setup and a brand new bin site. All of this, such a great addition to the community. Can't even fathom. And then there are 2 fuel pumps that you can use as just, co-op gas. Cheaper than the regular gas station. We got to get back to the house, and I'm just going to drive through the wall, apparently. Let's get that fuel tank emptied out, and we'll pop up in the sky and show you guys where we are going to be placing our new shed. Fuel tank has been picked up and moved. I'm going to have to remember to get these out and not accidentally sell it. That'd be kind of expensive, especially for the bale wrap. But $4,600 we can get for the building. Bye-bye. And that did get rid of all the stuff around it. Beautiful. That's exactly what I wanted. Let's get this out. Let's get this out. And you. So now we can get rid of this. Probably be in our best interest to use the chisel plow to tear all this back up after the season's over. Those shanks are probably going to need replaced anyway, so might as well give them one last hurrah. We'll have to scooch this stuff over. Well, I completely forgot to mention, I also sold off the International in favor of the 116 New Holland, saved a bit of money on it, and we get a wider cutting width. It might seem a little corny to use the same shed we're using on the old school farm, but when it comes to utilization, this is where I want to put the new shop. It really is the best of both worlds. Our fuel tank can be relocated into the bay on the right side, so we will have to move all of this out of there, but it still allows us to be able to store stuff on the side in between the greenhouse and the storage wall, while also keeping the functionality and usability of the side door. I'll get this stuff moved and we will get that shed constructed. If you guys enjoy Uncle Walter's Farm and you want to continue to follow us along, you got to make sure to head down below, smash that like button, consider subscribing. Here is our new shed. Let's just check out the inside. Probably going to have to do a little bit of terrain work underneath, but I think for the most part that looks pretty dang level. Just going to try to level some of this out. Just like so. Try and get our fuel barrel put back and get that fuel transferred in. Nice. I think we still kind of got an alleyway to get back there if we wanted to put something like pallets. Maybe seed. We could probably put seed back in there. Pretty sure the Massey's skinny enough. And then we'll just have to kind of route a sort of driveway to get to this door. I think I'll just kind of smoothen it out a little bit. Just need a little bit of a dirt driveway. Try not to take too much detail away from the terrain, just kind of enough to give us a drive. Looks good enough to me. Now we could technically get everything out of the elements if we really wanted to. But I think we can head over to the store and look at / pick up our Shepherd sprayer. And then we can start addressing our irrigation problem. Feels so good to have this tractor not look like an absolute, like, wear bath. I did not want to have to put in the money that it was going to take to repaint it when I only used it for like 5 minutes. I spent how much money on this tractor just for it to look like garbage within like a week? 4 ways on, let's get rolling. Need you guys to head down to the comments. What is your favorite part about Walter's Farm? With the reincarnation of the old school survival series and the bringing back of Bucked Up Hay, there are certain aspects that you, the viewers, really like most. What is it about Walter, or what can we do in Walter, within reason, that keeps you guys coming back? For those that might not know, I edit each and every one of the videos that has come out on my channel, and I try to strive to do the best work possible to keep you guys entertained, while also not sacrificing my creativity and way of thought. This thing looks good enough to eat for me, so pick it up. I believe on the last episode we went and got like a $50,000 loan because I didn't know if the project I was doing was going to cost that much. So we got ourselves a relatively big financial boost, and that's really what kind of fueled today's episode. And man, oh man, does that look cool. I probably should invest in some weights because with that tank full of liquid in the back, it's not like it's a huge counterweight, but I do want to make sure I am staying safe in the field. So I might look into that and see how much that front weight costs. I'm still not going to put the duals on it yet. I know you guys want that, but it's still a little bit expensive. Oh, come on, man. I'm not going that slow. Stormcast says it is supposed to be a bit overcast this afternoon, but we have no rain in the forecast, at least I believe for a couple days. Let me double check this. Ooh, never mind. We're supposed to get it at 6 o'clock, and tomorrow apparently is going to have a tornado. Welcome to the Midwest. Just going to set this thing over by my high... What the heck do we have? What? I'm sorry, but what happened here? Is that a crop fire? Or what happened? Did it get damaged in a storm? Huh, I've never seen that. I'm sure it had something to do with either precision farming or realistic weather. Just never seen that happen before. Kind of interesting. While this is filling up, I'll get the other tractor out and start moving stuff into the shed. Eventually, I'll organize it the way I want it, but for now, we just need to get things rolling. I know the sprayer can fit in that shed. It wouldn't be too wide for that shed door, but I feel for this one, it might be pushing it. Yeah, never mind. This one's too wide as well. Except, does this one... No, that's a spring. I was like, except, does that one fold up? It's kind of blocking the back door, but I really highly doubt I'm ever going to use it. Oh, that's right. I was going to put the pallet storage thing back there. Shoot. Is that still technically even a possibility? Yeah, not for that space, but it could fit in here, and that would kind of help us with the reasoning of blocking off the one entrance. We'll go with it for now. I just got to move that out of the way. And figuring our problems out later, that's just going to go there. Sprayer should be full. Let's get spraying. The boom width on this is really going to help speed the process up, and because I have my own well, water doesn't cost me anything. Let's see what this does for us. Oh, wow. That is draining very fast. Okay. Can I even get a pass? Please? Well, did it at least work? What? Why did that do like nothing? What? That did like nothing. I mean, it's better than what it was, but still. We could be here for a while. This stuff is dry. Gonna need an auxiliary tank on this thing. Try this again. I just kind of want to see how many passes this is gonna take to get the right amount of fluid on there. So if that's 2 passes up to 6, now 8. Wow, this could take a while. I'm all for using my own stuff, but let's just maybe rent the deer from the co-op to just do this field and see how long that's gonna take us. I think it's probably gonna be $800 that we're gonna get to use that and a tender trailer. So I'll spray the rest of this out and then we'll try that out. This thing's a little bit more large and in charge. Like, one pass probably covers 90% of the area. Just don't run out as fast as the other one, I beg of you. Oh, that's not running out nearly as fast. Like, we might actually stand a chance with this thing. But I also wonder if it's dumping nearly as much as we need on the ground. This thing just might be more efficient. That is one downside gripe with the Shepherd sprayer, is that it is not a very big tank. It is very small. Try not to hit any of the bales, hopefully. We're gonna hit them. Dang it. This is why GPS matters. Certainly used less. Moisture's 4, 5, it's up to 6. There's a spot at 10. Maybe it really just needs to soak. Huh. Let's try it over on the corn ground. I'm interested if it's a difference between grass and corn. Water is being applied. Let's jump out and check quick. 0% moisture. Corn has absolutely nothing. And what has it got now? About 1%. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's just go really, really slow on a pass. Almost like an irrigation pivot. Now let's check it. Still. Well, nope. There's a 5%. Okay. So yeah, we really might need to invest in some sort of an irrigation system if we can afford it. Give it a little bit of water while we're at it. Just use the rest of the tank. And I'm really confused / kind of sad that we have all these, like, what looks to be dead patches. No idea what they are. I feel like the sprayer is going to look really, really nice when we bring back the Nebraska Farm Series, because I do want to bring that back. There are no Nebraska maps out yet that I would say deem worthy of said series. If anybody finds one that is a really nice Nebraska map, you got to let me know in the comments, because I have yet to find one. That seems like a good amount of water. I just want to check on certain plots to see what we have. We got 1%. Withering chance. Okay, so our withering chance went down from almost 10% to 1%. 42% retention rate. Yeah, there's our withering chance on spots that I don't think really have been hit yet. It's going to vary quite a bit. pH looks good. Nitrogen, not great. But I think that's because the corn is growing, so it is using that. We already got tassels poking out the top. And our yield's sitting what looks to be right around 120%. So I will take that. Or at least projected. Oh, harvest season is going to be interesting. But speaking of which, do we have any combines that we might be able to look at upgrading to? What are you? It's the old school combine. You want to bring the old school combine onto this farm? Get rid of the Massey?
I don't know, though. I kind of like my Massey Ferguson. Haven't gotten to use it yet. Well, I used it once, but this would be a little big. How much even is my Massey worth? The header's worth almost 5, and the combine's worth the price tag of the other one. It's kind of a little cheesy, but okay. Bean header's worth $3,800. Great radio station. And our trailer's worth not even $200. If I just had more ground, this really wouldn't be that bad of a buy. But I'd have to put a 6-row header on this thing or a 12-row because that's the planter I have. Do we even have any attachments that could go with it? No. But at least I have a corn header for it if I needed it. Cost me $17,000, but we'd have it. We got a 16-row planter, could bump it up to 8. And for some odd reason, the 12-row is the cheapest option at $14,500. I'm not buying a combine. I'm not. I can't. I'm too committed. Let's at least finish out this harvesting season, and then we can address our equipment situation. No use in using the big sprayer when it's not going to give us the exact moistures that we want on the first or second pass. I can just deal with having to use mine, and then we'll just suck off the massive water tank on the front of the co-op truck. Which I think, let's offload this into the other one. I'm pretty sure I can dump this straight into that. Nope, maybe I have to go around back. You gotta give her the old siphon trick. Yes, we can. Nice. That's gonna suck getting rid of this driveway. It was kind of helpful to get across the road. The time marches on, we gotta keep innovating. And more importantly, optimizing. Just try and spray this thing as fast as we can. Come on, at least get to the hillside where we can make it a little bit easier to fill. Ah, I'm pretty sure I have the irrigation mod in with the big pivot trailer. I wonder how much one of those costs, because if I can just buy one of them and then like transfer it between the fields, that'd be super expensive. Would not recommend, but I wonder how much that costs. There it is. 45,000, and that's what? Half rotation, 3 minutes. Oh, that's gonna hurt. I say probably just buy a 2-section. How much would that be to finance? Oh, $3,000 a month? Nope. That's a little expensive for me. I might just go with the free water route. Which, how bad is this stuff? Yeah, 1%. Ouch. Well, if it's what's best for the farm, this is really the only thing I can do for the meantime. I could start looking into maybe some contracts and paying off some debt, especially that last little loan that I had to get for whatever reason I had to use it. Let's take a look at the contract market. Bale wrapping, square bales, can't do that. Cultivating, could do that. Could do it twice and make $1,000. Fertilizing, not bad. Ooh, what is this? Barley, we could do a harvesting contract. Start using our combine. 3 different barleys, and yeah, all barley. I'm now kind of scared to do the irrigation contracts because if the average moisture is like 5.5 and the target 16, but I've already sprayed this thing once, that could take a lot more than I'm thinking it would be. $2,000 to mow. Oh, we could do that contract at some point. Could definitely do this one now because I have the chisel plow and spraying. Now we got a couple options. Holy cow, there's a lot of jobs when you look at that. Don't think we're going to do any of them right now as we speak. Really, the only things I had to focus on was the irrigation of the crops, tearing down the old shed, building a new one, and getting those silage bales sold off. I don't think we're going to make a whole bunch of money from those, but let's head back to the farm with the Lamar trailer, load those suckers up, and head into town. My only complaint is that the trailer does not sit level on the truck, but we are strapped down and ready to go. We also ended up moving all of these supplies from the far side of the property to the new pallet storage. And the last thing we'll do after all of this is I'm going to take out all of those trees. Could I tear them down and sell them at the market? Absolutely, but the time commitment that is going to take is not worth the price the trees are going to bring me at the market. But we're getting into the season where I think with all of our equipment now, we could start making some good side money via contracts the way we always have. And this new trailer should make our bale jobs a lot easier. Get everything in one go. 3,400. I'll take that. I am kind of curious what I'm going to do for my property lines once I dig up the remainder of the plot where the shed was, because I would like to put an actual garage where the little Quonset thing is for my pickup currently. But everything costs money and everything's going to take some time.
But the more land we can have, the better. Should have my chainsaw with me. Yes, indeed. Let's get chopping. Try and get down to the root system with this thing. Especially these low-hanging ones, man. They are just a pain to get around. There's another one. Looking good. One more, I think. There we go. This one's gonna have to reset the shadow once the game reopens itself. But I think that's really about it. I really don't want to get rid of this guy. This is like the grandfather tree of the entire place. But if my guess for a property line, I would think we take the field edge, probably right up next to it, and then curve back, leaving this part of the parking lot open. Go all the way to this side, and we could probably remove some of these trees out, cut back down towards the road, and then just swivel around the big tree. Just kind of leave this old side road as almost like a parking curb or just a turning lane for the intersection for anybody turning this way. And that'll work. So I think that is all we have for you guys today on Walter's farm. We're gonna get this done eventually. I just kind of want to get through the harvest season before we start tackling any of this work and seeing if we need to remove that tree. But until next time, tune in to Walter's Farm playlist up in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Other than that, keep it light, keep it loose, keep it fresh. Most importantly, keep it fun. This is the Rental Man out. Peace.